the quarterback from LSU. Oh man, what was his name before Matt Flynn?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
He was running. He was
NFL.
He was black. He was a very mobile quarterback. Right after Ryan Perrilloux. After Ryan Perrilloux got in trouble, I don't remember his name either.
Yeah, that would require me to pay attention to LSU, and I don't. I do the most I can to not pay attention to LSU.
That's a good point. But Alabama has struggled historically against mobile quarterbacks, and Fitzgerald is one of the most mobile quarterbacks we've seen in quite a while. Deshaun Watson. Twice ripped them apart. The best defense that Alabama has ever had, the second best defense in NCAA history, only to Michigan, who was better by a little bit last year, was ripped apart by Deshaun Watson. Absolutely destroyed because he's athletic and can throw.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that being said,
they practice against Jalen Hurts. I don't get it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Deshaun Watson is showing why he tore people apart. He's tearing NFL teams apart, and I mean, the talent's there. I mean, I don't know if I can really blame Nick Saban. How do you stop a speeding train like him?
Well, I mean, if I am any coach in the SEC next year or the next couple of years, I am seriously looking at a legitimate Wildcat quarterback that I can put in big moments because I know Alabama's not going to stop him.
Yeah.
Someone that can run, someone that can throw. And Georgia did just that. Justin Fields, the top dual threat quarterback, committed to Georgia.
I thought TCU this week would have also played Oklahoma better than that.
I was a doubter of TCU.
Yeah, well, you know my feelings on the Big 12 in general.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
that being said, everybody on the West Coast came into this year supremely overrated.
Okay. Anything else about college football that we want to discuss?
No. Go Chaos.
Yeah, we love chaos.
I said it multiple times on Saturday. Yay, chaos!
You did. You literally messaged me or the group because a little bit of insight. We have a chat going on between the four of us.
Oh, scandalous!
Where you literally just said "Yay, chaos" multiple times.
That's what I was hoping for. It's what I need at this point. Although that being said, I'm willing to make a prediction. Again, Wisconsin gets effed over.
Well, here's what needs to happen. We need Alabama to lose the next two games. We need Auburn to lose to Georgia in the SEC championship, but Georgia to also lose their next game, so that we can get into the playoffs. Ohio State, Wisconsin, Georgia, Penn State.
Yeah, right.
Of course, Miami's got to lose the next two games and then lose to Clemson in the championship. But Clemson needs to lose next week. So,
well, the problem with that all going to fruition is I'm pretty sure Alabama is playing someone awful.
Mercer.
Okay, yeah exactly.
All right, guys.
Cupcake schedule.
Yeah, that pisses me off. So we're going to introduce a new segment.
Oh, God.
All right, I don't know.
Why weren't we warned about this?
Oh, you guys were. The WTF moment.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I don't remember reading that.
WTF moment. That stands for, well, that's football. WTF.
Sure does, kids.
It can mean whatever you want.
That's it's the, well, that's football moment. What this is going to be is anytime something happens that just boggles your mind, like a crazy shovel pass from Eli Manning that results in a turnover. Well, that's football. You guys don't have one. Dan Beebe and I, we discussed this on Saturday when he came over to watch football.
I've got one.
Was that?
I said I've got one, but we talked about it already.
Oh, what's your...
The Chargers lost.
I was actually going to say, that block.
That's a great, well, that's football.
A field goal and still losing.
Dan Beebe, what's your, well, that's football moment of the week?
Mine was when, was it last Thursday night when, went to the Russell Wilson went to the injury tent and was like, I get evaluated. Oh, I'm good. Gets up, Like, WTF, man.
Okay.
I'm sad about it.
I'll give you another one. The end of... Did anybody happen to see the Lions-Browns game? I know I just said that. No. Okay, so the end of the... If you didn't happen to see this, at the end of the first half, there's 15 seconds left. Browns are on the goal line, 1 yard line. They try a Deshaun Kaiser sneak.
They're on the 3.
Whatever.
No, a quarterback sneak from the 1 makes sense. Quarterback sneak from the 3 does not.
Right. Either way, doesn't work. Okay, there's about 10 seconds left on the clock.
9
By the
seconds,
time
yep.
the play is over, the linemen are laying on top, like the D linemen are laying on top of offensive linemen. Offensive linemen are trying to get up. The D linemen are not moving at all. They're actively doing nothing.
That's supposed to be a 15-yard penalty.
I know, that's what I'm saying, but the refs do nothing. And then on top of it, they then flag them because they are able to get to the line, hike the ball, and now they're offsides. But Duke Johnson is so angry, he throws his helmet onto the field and starts yelling at the ref, which prompts another 15-yard penalty that is going to
be enforced on the...
So they enforce it on the kickoff, where the ref single-handedly, because they didn't realize that, they clearly had to realize, they were looking at him, they grabbed the guy and they're like, dude, you have to get up. And didn't call the delay of game, knowing the situation of the game. That's football moment.
Well, that's football. That's football moment of the week. And from now on, we're just going to call it WTF. I don't know if you guys caught the South Carolina-Florida game, but there was a play in which the South Carolina quarterback at his own goal line threw an interception at about the 25-yard line. The Florida corner returned it to the 1, fumbled it. And it was picked up by the South Carolina running back and returned to the 25-yard line. First down, South Carolina.
Okay, actually...
That's football.
I can throw one more WTF. The Bears get a pass out to Cohen on third and 16. They get it out to Cunningham, not Cohen.
Yeah.
Get it out to Cunningham. Cunningham sprints towards the end zone. He dives for the pylon. Is called out of bounds.
This is going to give you PTSD.
Yeah.
They throw the challenge flag because they believe his foot was still in bounds when he made an effort for the pylon.
Which it was.
Upon the review, they say that he was in bounds, but he lost control of the ball while in air, causing the ball to go into the end zone, hitting the pylon, and now it's a touchback and Green Bay has the ball.
That's the stupidest...
Well, at least they're being consistent. That's the same thing with the Austin Sperry Jenkins.
This is going to give you PTSD.
Except they...
But they're the only team I've ever seen.
Overturn it. There needs to be clear evidence.
No, actually, there was clear evidence.
On this one, there was.
There clearly was.
Understandable, but this one there was.
And it's
the
only stupidest rule in the world that becomes a touchback.
I agree with you. Chances are the ball should have been lost where it was lost. It's out at the 1. But that being said, they're the only team I've ever seen in the history of football to challenge a play and then lose the ball on one that wasn't fumbled and recovered or intercepted.
I remember very similar. This is probably about 10 to 12 years ago now. The Eagles were playing, I believe it was the Broncos, and Asante Samuel was about to get an interception, and Lito Shepherd came over and clocked him. Because it was fourth down, and you don't want that. That's a punt. We want to get the ball closer. So he's like, no interception for you. We get the ball 28 yards that way. like he cleaned the clock of his own player to avoid the interception.
How about I forget who it was this weekend.
I think it was Asante Samuel. It was definitely Lito Shepherd. I think it was Asante Samuel.
There was a blocked extra point attempt that got scooped up, and you can now get 2 points on the blocked extra points. They got stopped at the 1 yard line.
Oh.
They went all the way back and got stopped at the 1. What a wasted amount of effort for nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're getting late, so let's get this. Yeah, let's get this picks going. So I have the updated standings. There's now a tie in first place. Yep. Me and Dan Beebe are both tied 52 and I'm sorry, I'm reading that wrong. 55 and 51.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Dan O'Shea is in second at 52 and 54. And Tony, you're in last place, 50 and 56. Unless we count Nate in last
Oh yeah,
place.
no, that's terrible.
He did
Nate,
get
what a
pretty close
meathead
with
with
Jerry
those picks.
Sandusky, but
That's the opposite of what you want to do. You
Yeah.
don't want to get close to Jerry Sandusky.
so we were
I think
literally
prosecutors would tell you that's not
we were literally last night's game away from having a 5-way tie for first place this week.
Man.
You guys are lucky because I was going to pick some of the craziest stuff. Just to give you a glimpse as to what I was going to select for my two, the college would have been, will there be a game involving an SEC team that goes to overtime this week? Yes or no? Then the other one was going to be, will there be more or less than 10 quarterbacks in the NFL that throw for less yards than Jay Cutler? Those were going to be my two.
Okay.
Dolphins
You guys got
Tampa
lucky.
this week. Oh.
All right, so we're going to announce that Dan O'Shea and Tony Casper both tied with 5 wins each. How you guys got there? I don't know. I don't know how any of us get more than 2.
I guess. I flip coins.
All right, so we're getting this all set up so that we can make our picks. All right. Tony, you were going to do all college. Dan, you were going to do all NFL?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go with the college first, of course. Tony, what's the first game we got?
We're going to do a spread. 11-point spread. Rutgers against Indiana.
Can either of them score 11 points?
I'll take.
Trust me.
I'll
it's
take
gonna get
Indiana.
worse.
Indiana's 11-point favorite.
Indiana is the 11-point favorite. They are at home.
Indiana.
I'll take Indiana. I have that little faith in Rutgers. What a game. Good choice.
I believe you mispronounced bad.
Oh, wow.
Fun choice.
Really good choice.
Really, really great.
I will. I'll take Indiana as well.
So that's a clean sweep. We're all going Indiana. Minus 11.
Fresno State against Wyoming. Going Wyoming.
I'll go Fresno State.
Just for the hell of it, what's the line?
One place in Vegas has Fresno State -1. Another place has Wyoming -1. That's why we're picking.
Give me Wyoming at home.
I kind of want to make you pick between Rice and Old Dominion.
I'll make that pick. I'm going.
I'm sure you will.
Let me ask you this question really quickly. Is Florida versus UAB on your list? Because I am confident at 7-2 that UAB is the better team, and I will pick them.
I was thinking about it, but I actually agree with that statement.
Do you remember how in the beginning of the season, like, if they win 2 games, it's a winning
It's a
season?
plus season, yeah.
They've got 7. The team that hasn't played in 2 years has 7 wins.
I'm gonna do Wyoming.
Ooh. All right. What's the next game? Oh, you going Old Dominion Rice?
No, I will not go Old Dominion.
They're releasing the top 25 right now.
Oh, great.
Well-
LSU at 20,
Yeah.
NC State 19, Washington 18, Michigan State 17, Mississippi State
We
16.
already missed 25 through 20, so
who
we'll
cares?
get to that. Yeah, we'll get to it after.
Next game I'm going to do is going to be... I just had it. Now I've lost it. Where did you go? Spread. TCU -7 playing at Texas Tech. I'm taking Texas Tech.
Against the spread? Okay.
So Texas Tech +7 for me.
Looks like Penn State creeped back into the top 10.
It does look like that.
Unless they dropped out of the top 25, which doesn't make sense. I'm going to take Texas Tech +7 as well.
UCF at 15, 9-0.
Isn't that crazy?
It's insane.
They beat 2 ranked teams this season.
You know what's even more nuts? They're only given a 2 touchdown favorite against Temple.
Temple's been playing really well lately.
Yeah.
They've been crushing teams.
I don't know that they can play with UCF though.
I don't know if they can either. All I'm saying is they've been really lighting it up lately.